Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Jaya Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Sri Sri Gauritai ki, Sri Sri Radhaul Bhagwan ki, Sri 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 Jagannath Vallabh Subhadramaya ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Pranamde. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for attending today's Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 7th canto, and on the board you will see the verse for today, which is from chapter 3. So the chapter 3 title is Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. Hiranyakashipu likes to become immortal, so he has a plan. And one of these verse today is part of that plan. So the verse today is 33? 33? Written 33, right? Okay. Actually this verse, if you carefully observe what you see, so this verse is talks about universal form, how the universal form has energized the cosmic creation. Then it also talks about absolute truth and the Lord's realization in 3 different levels. So you will see paramesti, like that word there also. So that is the focus. So we will try to discuss about this verse and go deeper into how Lord is able to energize this cosmic creation briefly, and then we'll talk about this absolute truth, realization in 3 different forms as indicated in this verse today. So that is the overall focus. In fact, this 7th canto also has a title apart from being Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Prabhupada said this as the science of God. So we have science for everything. So we also have some science for understanding God and science for understanding ourselves, all the living entities, and science for understanding what is the interconnectivity, relationship between them. Correct? Science is a systematic study of whether the nature or a spiritual nature or a material nature. So systematic study. So this Kantra is particularly focused on that. Is mainly because here on the cover you will see Hiranyakashipu who want to become immortal, and on his lap you will see so his son Prahlad. So Prahlad later he will talk a lot about how to connect with the Lord and how the living entities, the jivas here in this material world, are trying to become a Lord. So including his father. Father also want to become immortal and powerful like Supreme Lord, so that he can control everyone. So like that, everybody is in this material world also, try to becoming their little master, big master in their own way. So nobody accept others' superiority. So that is the condition. So that's why understanding the science of God is very, very essential for us to put ourselves in our own rightful place and the Supreme God in His rightful place. So this way we can live harmoniously, whether we are in the material world or in the spiritual world. So that is the ultimate goal, to be Satchidananda, always blissful, not having anxiety or troublesome. Okay, so let's move on to the today's verse. Before that, let us invoke auspiciousness. So let's chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we will read this verse 33. First we will read Sanskrit word by word. So then we will go for the full verse reading. Vaiktam Vibho Stulam Idam Shariram Yena Indriya Prana Manaha Gunan Tavam Bungse Titita Dhamini Parameste Avyaktaha Atma Purusha Puranaha. Vyaktam vibho stulam idam shariram. Vyaktam vibho stulam idam shariram. Yenendriya pranamano gunastam. Yenendriya pranamano gunamstam. Bungse stito dhamini parameste. Bungse stito dhamini parameste. Avyakta atma purushaha puranaha. Avyakta atma purushaha puranaha. Vyaktam ibo sulam idam shariram. Enendriya prana mano gunam tam. Bungse stito dhamini parameste. Avyaktaya atma purushaha puranaha. Vyaktam ibo sulam idam shariram. Enendriya prana mano gunastam. Bungse stito dhamini parameste. Avyaktaya atma purushaya puranaha. Vyaktam vibho sulam idam sariram. Yonindriya pranamana gunahatam. Bangse sthito dhamini parameste. Avyakta atma purushaya puranaha. Vyaktam vibho sthulam idam sariram. Yenendriya pranamana gunastam. Bangse sthito dhamini parameste. Avyakta atma purushaya puranaha. Vyakta vibho sthulam idam sariram. Yenendriya pranamana gunam tvam. Bangse sthito dhamini parameste. Avyakta atma purushaya puranaha. Mataji. Vyaktama vibho sudam idam shariram. Yonindriya pranamano gunanitam. Bhungse sthito dhamini parameste. Avyakta atma purushaya puranaha. Yenendriya prana mano gunatam. Thank you. So let us read translation word by word. Vyaktam, manifested. Vibho, O my Lord. Sthulam, cosmic manifestation. Idam, this. Shariram, external body. Yena, by which. Indriya, the senses. Prana, the life air. Manaha, the mind. Gunan, transcendental qualities. Tvam, you. Bhungse, enjoy. Sitaha, situated. Dhamini, in your own abode. Parameste, the supreme. Avyakteha, not manifested through ordinary knowledge. Atma, the soul. Purushaha, the supreme person. Puranaha, the oldest. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai. O my Lord, being changelessly situated in your own abode, you expand your universal form within this cosmic manifestation, thus appearing to taste the material world. You are Brahman, the super soul, the oldest, the personality of Godhead. Purport. It is said that absolute truth appears in three features, namely impersonal Brahman, localized super soul, and ultimately the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna. The cosmic manifestation is the gross material body of the supreme personality of Godhead, who enjoys the taste of the material mellows by expanding his parts and parcels, the living entities. who are qualitatively one with him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, is situated in the Vaikuntha planets, where he enjoys the spiritual mellows. Therefore, the one absolute truth, Bhagavan, pervades all his material cosmic manifestation, the spiritual Brahman effulgence, and his personal effulgence as Supreme Lord. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurulmitam Ena Tasme Sri Gurave Namaha Namavo Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswadeve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Deshatarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we just read the translation once again. O my Lord, being changelessly situated in your own abode, you expand your universal form within this cosmic manifestation, thus appearing to taste the material world. You are Brahman, the super soul, the oldest, the personality of Godhead. So who is making this statement? So this statement is, by Hiranyakashipu. Of course, he is praising Lord Brahma. So there are 2-3 devotees that are new today. So just to set in context, as chapter says, Hiranyakashipu plans to become immortal. How to become immortal? All the living entities in this material world are temporary. Their body is temporary, their soul is eternal. But Hiranyakashipu wants to become eternal in this temporary world. The world is temporary and person wants to become permanent, immortal. So to become immortal, obviously he has to seek some benediction, blessings, siddhis. So for that purpose he performed tapas for 100 celestial years, standing on toes like this, standing and watching over sky and tapas, severe austerity. Almost so much of austerity that ant hill has grown around his body, and all these ants, insects ate all his body, the flesh, skin, everything, only left is that bones. So that is when Lord Brahma got pleased and he appeared at the place of where he was performing tapas. What was the place? Mandara hill. On hill. So usually when you want to do tapas, you don't do tapas in the city. You go to a hill like say Dendarang hill or some other hill where there are not many people come and disturb you. Correct? If you start doing tapas here in the city, people will take a selfie with you. Isn't it? Have you seen? You go to the city, you stand in one leg or like that for some period, then people take selfies, disturb you a lot somehow. But anyway, you go to the Mandara hill, so start doing tapas. So there he was performing tapas and all that were left was his bones. So Lord Brahma came, so he got pleased with his austerity. So he says, oh, I'm very much pleased with your austerity. This is very difficult to perform for even big Maharshis like Bhrigu Muni and others, and you have performed, I'm very pleased with you, like that he says. So then, now he has to revive him. He takes from his, spiritual water from his Kamandalu. Brahma has Kamandalu, right? So how did Brahma came? By walking or by some other means? He came by his own aeroplane, saw an aeroplane, and then he saw there. Then this person only left his bone. So he takes the water from there and sprinkle on him. Because of that, this Hiranyakashipu become very powerful in terms of energy, fully revived. Then now he want to ask him a benediction, please make me immortal also. Now you made me powerful. Powerful for only say 50 years, what is the use? Maybe thousands or billions of years, immortal. So please make me immortal. So that was his plan. So before you immediately ask, you have to please person. So that's what he's doing. So now, after that, Hiranyakasipu started praising, flattering Brahma. And today, from a couple of verses, we saw, how he has been flattering. 9 verses, the previous 8 verses. This is actually 7th, but previous 6 one are also praising him as supreme person. And today also he is praising Brahma. So he's Brahma, you can see here. He's saying that you are the one who is manifesting this cosmic world. So we have spiritual world and the material world. So this is what we call cosmic manifestation, this material universe. Like this, so many universes are there. So Hiranyakasipu is praising or flattering Brahma, saying that, this cosmic manifestation, actually you are the one who is creating, you are the one who is making it energetic. So you can see, the Vayaktam Vibho Sthulam Idam Shariram. That is Sthulam. Sthulam means cosmic manifestation. So what is this cosmic manifestation made up of? So we are here. What is this made up of? We can see, earth. We see earth. This is earth on which we are sitting here, then discussing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class. And we also have water here. The Prabhu bought this water from glass. What can we do with the water? We can quench our thirst. Drinking water. So we can use water also for drinking. We can use it for various purposes. Without water, no life can exist here. Correct? If you go outside, the trees are able to grow because we are watering the plant. Plus, they are also taking mineral from the earth. So, earth and water. 2 things. Then, of course, there is fire also. Heat. Heat is necessary. Imagine if there is no sunlight, it will be only cold up minus 100 degree or 200 degree. Can we survive here? With our current body, we can't survive. So, this fire is also Lord's material energy. Then air, we also need oxygen to breathe in and breathe out. Imagine the air is, stopped, no air. What happens? We can survive for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or maybe 1 hour, depending upon your ability to survive, but not much. So air is also important. If air is choked, the whole world, get disturbed. Then the sky, the space, sky, correct? So we are able to move. If everybody is filled in everywhere, no space, we can't move around. Sky also necessary. So these are 5 main elements, more are material elements. So this is part of this cosmic manifestation. Also there are subtle, this mind, intelligence and ego, false ego. So these are 8 ingredients are essential for creating material manifestation. You want to create this glass, steel glass. We have ingredients coming from earth, correct? Metal, you purify and then give you the shape that become glass. And even all of this is a metal. All of this are coming from these 8 ingredients only, correct? So from the earth you take this metal like iron, and all of them you put together and make it the amplifier. And make a stand also, otherwise I have to hold all the time, my hand will pain. So we have a stand always, correct? So all this manifestation, these ingredients are essential for creating this material manifestation. So these 8 ingredients that we see are actually Lord's energy. What are they? They are energies actually. It seems like, but because they have energy, that's why they are able to amplify, So if I speak very slowly, it is amplifying. So they are energy. So very important to understand. But these are Bahiranga Shakti, separated energy. So there is a Supreme Lord has got Antaranga Shakti and Bahiranga Shakti. Antaranga Shakti is spiritual, inner energy. Antar, inner. Bahiranga, outside, separate energy. Correct? So using this separate energy, this world is created. These are material. But what are we? Are we material energy? So we are called Tatastha Shakti. Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, and Tata Shakti. So we are also energy of the Lord, but we are also now separated state. Correct? So this in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, universal form. So there Lord talks about Me, Bina, Prakarta, Astada. So these 8 energies, earth, water, fire, sky, and what else? Air. Plus the mind has some intelligence, plus also some false ego. So these are 8 separate energies, 8-fold energies of Lord. Then we are the living entities that are there. So we are Tata Shakti, marginal energy. We are neither fully material nor fully spiritual in this material world. Okay, so this is cosmic manifestation. So right now first cosmic manifestation is full of this all separate energy. To bring life into this material world energy. So Lord himself has, expanded. So that verse says, then Shariram. So if you read, he says, oh my Lord, being changelessly situated in your own abode, you expand your universal form within cosmic manifestation. So Lord is expanding in his universal form within this material manifestation. So at least high level is clear. What is this cosmic manifestation? So made up of the main elements of this cosmic elements are those 5, then other 3, gross and subtle. So then expand your universal form. What does it mean? So now that we got, like this universes, we'll go more deeper. So let's say this universe made up of all these material elements, then subtle element, then to bring life into each of these. So Lord has expanded his body. So that is what we call Vraja-ra, universal form. So in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, you will see more detail, but also in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 3, there is a detailed description of Vraja-ra and how various living entities, planets, all of these are created from different parts of this Supreme Lord body. So if you see the whole universe, you will see actually a Supreme Lord body. Okay, so in the Canto 3 there is detailed explanation. Say even for example, Lord also has a form. So he has head, correct? He has head, he has stomach, he has legs, he has hands, he has nostril, he has eyes, he has eyebrow, he has ears, he has all of those things. So if he creates a living entity in this world, they also need to have all of this, but they also need to have a power. See, we need to have ear and we also need to have a sound. When you speak, sound is coming out. Correct? Then Lord has given me an instrument called ear, through which I can hear what you are speaking. So sound is the media through which you can communicate. This is all for living entities. But if you are a person of Ashtasiddhi, perfect yogi, then you don't need to speak. Yogis don't need to speak. If you are a yogi and I am also a yogi, let us say, so I can just simply communicate through my mind. Correct? I don't need to speak to you and you don't need to hear through your ear. So through mind only, Antaranga Shakti, so we can connect. But all these Jiva Bhutas here, the living entities with conditioned state, so they are not able to. Therefore we need all this sound, ear, then to taste the water, to taste the food, we need a tongue. Tongue is just another organ. But tongue has ability, power to taste. That's why we can discriminate. We can say, I want to taste, mellow of this material energy. Say for example, gulab jamun. Imagine you are given some round mud and the gulab jamun. Can you eat both? You can eat. Krishna was able to eat also. But we can, some babies sometimes they eat some little mud. But at some point we reject it, not taste anymore. But rasgulla and others also we eat, but we also reject some point. Once we can't eat it unlimited. Right? So the taste. From Lord head, heavenly planets have manifested. If you see this universe, we talk about Earth is one of the planet. Then moon we can see. Can we see moon in the night? Yes. And we can see sun planet also. Sun also we can see. And many stars we can see. Correct? Some planets are very far away. So from the head, so these heavenly planets are manifested. And from this leg, Lord leg, what is manifested? Earthly planet. So that's how you can see Virat Rupa, So then you also see, for example, sky. So living entities which are associated with Rudra. So they all are, so actually sky manifested from Lord's abdomen, like from stomach. So these are high level, manifesting of heavenly planets, and then earthly planet, and this, and the middle. Okay? So who is staying in heavenly planet? Those living entities who are in fully mode of goodness. So here also you see guna. So guna, transcendental qualities, and also material gunas, modes of material nature. So we have three types of gunas. Goodness, sattva gun we call, then rajogun and tamogun. So the living entities which are created part and parcel of Lord, when they are injected into this cosmic manifestation, so they are also have guna. So those with the mode of fully goodness, so they were given residence in heavenly planet. And those who are in mode of passion, too much of passion, so they are given residence in earthly planet, like us, quite passionate. And those who are ignorant, there are some like those who are associates of Rudra. So in Tamaguna, so their planet is in between, the earthly planet and heavenly planet. If you see the structure, 14 planetary system. Upper planets and the lower planets. Earth is almost like a middle, Bhumandala, middle. Upper planets starting from Brahmaloka, Tapoloka, then Indraloka, like that, various Siddhaloka planets are there. Then below are all these hellish planets. Correct? Including Patalaloka. So we are earthly planet. So the demigods are in heavenly planet. Clear? So the planets where they are better facility. So that is expansion of universal form. So Lord has expanded. And all this our ability to hear, ability to see. For example, from His eyes He created sun. And with that sun we also have this vision to see. So all our abilities are actually coming from Supreme Lord. Okay? So that is understanding His universal expansion. Is that clear? So Hiranyakashipu is saying that, so from your Sharira, he is also saying, Sthito Dhamini. Sthito means situated. Dhamini means your own abode. Even though you expanded everywhere in cosmic manifestation, but you are still sitting in your own original abode. What is the original abode of Supreme Lord? Vaikuntha Lokas. He is not in the material world. Even though His energies are there. We are His energy actually. Material energy, then marginal energy. We are marginal energy. We are not inferior nor superior, but in between. Okay? So but Lord is Sito Dhamini. Even though He expanded and empowering this world, but He is situated in His own Dhamini. His own Dhamini abode, His abode. His abode is Vaikuntha Lokas. So if you pick up, let's say, Narsimadev. Narsimadev is also in his Vaikuntha Loka. Then Lord Rama is situated in Ayodhya Loka, in Vaikuntha Loka. Vaikuntha has many planets, just like we have got planets in this universe. In the spiritual world also there are so many planets. Each of these Lord's avataras, incarnations, they have their own planets within Vaikuntha Loka. And of course Lord Krishna, where is He? Goloka Vrindavan, correct? Goloka, the middle planet in the spiritual world. So this for material creation. Does Lord has to come and create and manage this? No, He doesn't have to. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, even though this is all happening, you are in your own abode. Correct? And how is He doing it? He is doing through His energies, His expansions. So Lord Krishna's plenary expansion. So expansions, they assume 3 Vishnus for creation. So for example, you all know Mahavishnu? No, Mahavishnu on causal ocean. From Mahavishnu, what do we see? So he creates total material, so from him all these material universes are coming in and going inside. In the cantos 3 on the cover we will see Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, from his Yoga Nidra, from him appearing all these universes. So he is creating this Mahat Tattva, that is total material energy. That is, so many universes is creating. So that means, so Lord is not doing directly, but he is doing through his, plenary expansions. That is, these 3 Vishnus. First one is, who is the first Vishnu? Mahavishnu. Correct? Mahavishnu, who is responsible for creating total energy. The next universe is created. Someone has to go inside and empower it also. Then who does? The Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Correct? So from his body are so many innumerable, so many thousands of billions of universes are coming, and in each universe, Vishnu again appears as Garbhodaksha Vishnu inside the universe. Correct? So he enters into the universe to create a diversity. Because we see so many diversity. Some are plants, some are humans, some are animals, some are birds, some are bees, some are aquatics. Then everybody need a different food. So different knowledge, different ego. So they are all there. That's why we, so to create diversity. Of course, what did Garbhodaksha Vishnu do? From his navel appeared Brahma. So Brahma is given a knowledge, okay, go create. So from Brahma, so many, slowly, so many create. Come there, so you also appeared. Correct? So then you also will create. You also have creative energy, little bit creative energy. So then, of course, now those many created. And each of those creations need to be empowered. So that is where again Lord Vishnu expands, and that is Paramatma, Chirodaksha Vishnu. So he is pervading in all the entities, in even the atoms. See, I am able to drink this water. Water also has H2O. What is water chemically? Somebody say liquid, somebody says chemically, they say H2O. 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen together become this liquid water. Correct? If water doesn't have a Krishna's energy, I can't drink. If it doesn't have energy, if I drink, it won't quench my thirst. It will become a poison. But if it has a lot of energy properly, then only I can. So this is where, Chirodaksha Vishnu, he is there in us as Paramatma. So we have this Sharira. This is Sharira, external form. Lord also has Sharira. Right? There you see the word Sharira. Can we see Sharira somewhere? In the first only. Vaiktam Vibho Sulam Idam Shariram. Shariram. So this Sharira, then there is a really. So there is, your Atma. So there also is Atma. So, these 3 Vishnus, if you understand these 3 Vishnus, so you can be liberated from the entanglement in material world. Simply by understanding 3 Vishnus, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu and Chirodaksha Vishnu. If you can just understand these 3 Vishnu, you will become a Siddha. Nidya Padda, Nitya Siddha. You will become liberated from this material entanglement. And this is very, very important. And of course, we are trying to do that by becoming Krishna conscious. Becoming conscious of Krishna. So Vishnus are actually Krishna's personal expansion. So if you become conscious of Krishna's personal expansion like Vishnus, also you become liberated. Or you directly take shelter of Supreme Lord. So in the form of deity here in Melbourne, or if you are away from the deity is not available to you immediately, so not visible to you through your eyes, so what do? You can chant holy name. So Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or holy name. Of course, holy name is also energy of Lord, by the way. So this, when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, so this is not like chanting some 16 words or characters. So these combinations are actually energy of Lord. So Krishna has invested his potency, especially effective for Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, there, to get this energy, so we have different ways of performing, through Dhyana Yoga, through opulent worship, through Yajna. Then by chanting holy name. For Kali Yuga, the most effective energy of Lord that is very potent is this holy name. So this is about understanding that abode, even though he is situated abode, but he is here through his energies. Is that clear? So that is another point that Hare Krishna is making. Then the next is, then last line is, then of course the infants, Bankeshe. So that is, Bankeshe means, enjoy. So Lord is through all these expansions, he is enjoying material world, this material mellow. But actually he is in spiritual world, he is enjoying their spiritual mellow. Okay, so this is all material. So material mellows. We have enjoyment in mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and mode of goodness. So how do you enjoy? People say, oh, I'm enjoying. And there are different categories. Those who are enjoying in say, pubs where they are drinking alcohol. So they are enjoying in mode of ignorance. Actually that is ignorance mellow. Then some are enjoying in some first class restaurants. They may be eating gulab jamun, jalebi. So they are enjoying in mode of passion. And so there are some who are enjoying in mode of goodness also. If you go to heavenly planet, so they are drinking somarasa or some other, the mode of goodness. And those who take prasada after the class, they are enjoying in mode of goodness or transcendental. Okay? So we are not taking that even if there are something seems to be passionate like gulab jamun, but gulab jamun as a mercy of Lord. So there is a prasada that transcends these three modes of material nature: ignorance and passion and goodness. Okay, so now coming to Hiranyakashipu, he is again saying, you are Brahman. And he said, you are also super soul. And you are Adi Purusha, the Supreme Person of Godhead. So now, why is he saying these three? Why can't we say just Supreme Lord, one? So this is because all the jivas in this material world, we can experience Lord in three different degrees, three different forms, depending upon our level of realization. Right? So each one of us have a different level of realization. If you see anything, for example, you take a book, you read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the understanding of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam or Bhagavad Gita, different people have different level of understanding. Even the material world, nature also different level of understanding. So if you see this world, if it is seen by, say, people like, say, Prabhupada, he also saw Melbourne. We also seeing Melbourne. Other people also seeing Melbourne. But different people see differently. Prabhupada, when he saw, oh, this is a great place to, seems like materially very opulent and other people ignorant state, I can help transform them into, devotees and make them transcendentalists. That was vision. Other people who are, become administrators, all the politicians, oh, they also see, all right, there's a lot of universe, I can manage and control all these people, then I can make them work, and after their work, they earn, then I will tax them, take it, then I will distribute to other people, then other people vote for me, then I'll be premier, then I'll be prime minister, like that. That is their vision. Correct? So that is another level of realization. Then other person may be, okay, this very place I can do a business, or some place, oh, this place has got good universities, let me get educated at Melbourne University, become something, become a doctor, become an engineer. So different realization, same place, but different conception. So different vision. So depend upon our angle of vision. Similarly, the absolute truth, what we call, the transcendental is see Krishna in three different forms of realization. The very first one, this actually explained very nicely in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1 also. There it says, Brahmeti Parameti Bhagavan iti Sabdate. That is this absolute truth we can realize in three different forms. That is Brahman realization, Paramatma realization and Bhagavan realization, which is also indicated here in the last statement, last verse. So last line of this verse, so which clearly says, Paramete Avekteya Atma Purusha Puranaha. Paramete. That is, Paramete means supreme. So Avyaktya, so Supreme Lord has manifested, as Atma, that is Supreme Lord, and Supreme Person, that is Adi Purusha. That's what it says. So now, who actually have this conception? So even the people, those who are transcendentalists, so some of them are performing karma yoga. They are trying to realize Lord through karma. Some are realizing through jnana, reading scriptures through jnana. Some are realizing through dhyana yoga. And some are realizing through bhakti, through devotional service. Among all these 4 types of transcendentalists, who is realizing Brahman? So the first is Brahman realization are actually jnanis. So these are disciples or students of Upanishad. They focus fully on jnana yoga. Karma yoga, then jnana yoga. Okay, jnana yoga. So these jnanis are, normally they realize this Brahman, which is also called impersonal Brahman. What is impersonal Brahman? Is actually effulgence of Supreme Lord. Correct? So if you are there, you are glowing also. Krishna's energy. So that is Brahman impersonal realization. Then those who are doing yoga, tapas, yogis, they concentrate themselves in their heart, trying to realize, where is Supreme Lord in my heart? So they have jnana. We know that we have our Supreme Lord as a friend with us, but can we see? If you do a yoga, as a yogi, who are called Hiranyagarbhas, if you do a very detailed tapas, trying to realize where is Supreme Lord in your heart, you can see Paramatma. That is Paramatma realization. We are saying that Paramatma is in every atom, of any body. So that is Paramatma realization. So then the last one is Bhagavan. Bhagavan means Supreme Person, Adi Purusha. Purusha means real person. So those who are devoted to Supreme Lord, they realize Supreme Bhagavan. That is Supreme Person. So there is Supreme Person, and then Supreme Person, we have seen just now, earlier, 3 Vishnus. Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and Kshirodaksha Vishnu. Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So that is Krishna's expansion, Paramatma. So he goes into each and every living entity. Then only they are empowered. Otherwise, we are useless. Body, just physical elements. Correct? So soul is there, but with the soul there is a Paramatma also. Together. So he is the one who is granting all our wishes ultimately. We are wishing, he is granting. That's why I say man proposes, God disposes. Correct? You propose. Krishna, I want to drink water. So he will give you ability to move your hand up to here and pick up and drink and release. Correct? Krishna, I want to hear this class. If you desire, then he says, okay, no problem. I will make your mind steady so that you can hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class. Or if you are getting bored, somehow your mind is going somewhere else, he says, okay, no problem, you can go out. So you are proposing and Lord is disposing, he is granting. Because he has given a free will. If he doesn't give free will, then he will say, no, you should sit down here and hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam fully. But you are proposing because he has given you free will, okay, no problem, you can go. Yeah. So this understanding this Brahman, then Paramatma and Supreme Bhagavan. You can also see. So Prabhupada actually gives often this example. When Prabhupada went to Tirupati, Tirupati, where Lord Venkateswara is, Tirupati. Tirupati has 7 hills, big hills. So he was trying to explain to the disciples, how do we, this analogy of understanding Brahman, Paramatma, and the next, Supreme Personality of God, Bhagavan. So if you go to Tirupati, there are big 7 hills, but suppose you are 50 kilometers away, what do you see? Can you see Venkateswara? No. What do you see? You see some like a big, that hills, big hills like a cloudy, hazy from far distance. But you come, let's say, 3 kilometers nearby, just 3 kilometers away. What do you see? You start seeing, oh, really hill, there are trees and all you see. From 3 kilometers, you enter into the hill itself. What do you see? Inside you see, oh, people are there, deers are there, snakes are there, birds are there. Then of course there is also a temple where Venkateswara is there. So you see real. So depend upon how close you are towards understanding the absolute truth, That's what your realization is. So, is that clear, analogy? Or you can simply see, for example, we see a sun. What do we experience? How do we say sun is there? When there is a sunshine, when you feel some little hard, we can say, oh, sun is there today. Sunny. Correct? That is sunshine. Then from there we also see a sun. When there is a cloud, we don't see sun. Neither we see sunshine, nor we see sun disk. From here we can see sun disk. We also experience sunshine. So this sunshine that we experience is like Brahman effulgence. Then the sun disk is like a Paramatma. Okay, it's there. Then if you can manage to go inside the sun planet, just like we have on Earth planet. Similarly, you go inside the sun planet, you will also see some people there. So there is also a president of that planet. That is Vivasan, sun deity. Then also people living there. And people have unique body to be able to live in the such kind of heat environment. Even in Yajna, you see a fire. In fire also there are living entities. When we put our hand into fire, what happens? It gets burnt because our body, this skin and all this flesh is not designed to live in the fire. Or you go to ocean. Can we live in the ocean for one day? No. But fishes are living very happily. Correct? They are breathing, they are moving, they are producing children. Correct? They are enjoying. They have with tongues, all sorts of things are enjoying. Sometimes they want to enjoy the meat thrown by the fish catcher, then give up their life also. Correct? And we also get trapped by things, that unwanted things. They also can happen. So they have a special body, that's why they are able to live in the water. Whereas we cannot. Yeah. But we living in the water is a very expensive process. You have to buy submarines. You see in the newspaper today and all, they say Australia is spending some $400-500 billion to buy this submarine, E8 submarine. Maybe how many people can live in the submarine? Only few, not enough to leave our devotees in the submarine inside. We spend billions and billions of dollars. But whereas naturally we can live. This is the natural arrangement. So their living entities are there. So this realization is very, very important. So the devotees are Bhagavan realization because their level of understanding is direct. The rest are is energies. And these energies are mostly for this material world only. Paramatma is for material world. When you go to Vaikuntha Loka, can you find Paramatma? In your heart, no Paramatma. Because you are directly friend of a Krishna. Isn't it? So you wish, Krishna, I want this nectar. So Krishna will give you. Why you need a other? You don't need. So that is the one of the analogy of Supreme Lord. And this, we said Brahman realization. Jnanis Brahman realization. So who are the famous Jnanis? Do you know? In if you say Satya Yuga, then Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. In Satya Yuga, you heard about 4 Kumaras? 4 Kumaras, you know? Sanat Kumara. Then who are the other 3? Saruka. Like that, 4 Kumaras. Who are the 4 Kumaras? Who is the father of 4 Kumaras? Brahma. Lord Brahma is the father. And these, they were actually Jnanis. One day by luck, they entered into Vaikuntha Loka. So that is where they had, paid obeisance to Lord Vishnu. Then they experienced the fragrance of the Tulsi. When they experienced, then they thrilled with the ecstasy. Then they became devotees of Lord Vishnu. Till then they were Jnanis, Jnana Yogis. That was in Satya Yuga. Then come to Treta Yuga. In Treta Yuga we heard about Ramayana. In Ramayana we got, of course, Sita and Rama. And Sita has a father. Who is the father of Sita? Janaka Maharaj. He was also perfect yogi, actually Jnana Yogi. Very knowledgeable. We call him one of the 12 Mahajanas. Very great Gnani. So, but he was not Bhakta till he saw, Ram and Lakshman. So when Vishwamitra took Ram and Lakshman along with him to the Ayodhya, there he saw them. So he fell in love with Supreme Lord. So beautiful, so handsome, so effulgent, so transcendental. Then he became Bhakta. So similarly, in Dwapara Yuga, Mahabharata is composed. Who composed Mahabharata? Writing. Vyasamuni. Correct? Vyasamuni had a son. What is the son of Vyasamuni? Sukadeva. So this book is written by Sukadeva. Correct? He is the one who explained to Parikshit Maharaj. So this Sukadeva Goswami is also a Gnani in the beginning. When he was in womb, because he was Gnani, he knows how difficult to live in this material world. Suffering. Correct? Dukkha and Asyaswata. So he even refused to come out of his womb of his mother. For 12 years, imagine, you were in the womb of mother how many months? How many months you were in the womb? 9 months? Yeah, the womb of mother 9 months only. But whereas Sukadeva was there 12 years. Because he had a jnana that this material world is the dukkha and asyasvata. Why should I come out? Let her be here inside. But whereas we don't have jnana, so by nature husband will be thrown away. Correct? Or we will say, oh, let me get out. This place is more difficult. But actually outside is even more difficult. Inside means mother is feeding you, mother is taking care. Outside means you have to take care of yourself. Correct? When you grow up, you have to earn yourself. You have to make food yourself. But outside, inside is not such a thing. So good mother will take care of you. So this 12 years inside there. But on Narada Muni told him, on instruction he came out, then left home and started doing tapas. He is in samadhi. When people do this tapas, in intense tapas, they have become sthita prajna. They are, equilibrium. So they are not affected by this heat or cold or fame or, people praising you or people criticizing you. So they are not affected. Those are sthita prajnas. So in a samadhi state. So he is happy himself. But at that time, Narada Muni, he has described the beauty of Lord Krishna. How beautiful he is. So then he wake up from the samadhi, then he started becoming bhakta of Krishna. So that is why his composition, whenever he speaks, whenever he opens his mouth, he will only speak about Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, glorify the devotees, glorify the Supreme Lord, nothing else. So he didn't give a Veda how to make money nicely, how to make a nuclear weapons, how nicely. That he didn't teach. That other Vedas will teach you, Karma Kanda. Correct? Most people are attracted to those things, to become more powerful than others. Everybody is trying to become powerful than others by using material energy. Correct? We talked about cosmic manifestation, material energy. Then in Kali Yuga also we had Jnanis. Who was the famous Gnani in Kali Yuga? Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was very famous. So he talked about, non-dualism, Advaita Veda. We have Dvaita and Advaita. So he talked about, in there he talked about Nirguna Brahman. Nirguna. Nurguna. Guna means qualities. Nirguna, no qualities. Nirguna Brahman. Nirvishesha, no attributes. He talked about Nirankara, formless. A Brahman, that's what he talked about. But of course, this is actually true in the material form. So Supreme Lord doesn't have a material form like us. He is a spiritual form, therefore he is not here. So he is in his own abode. That's what he says, the verse. You are responsible for creating all this cosmic manifestation, yet you are living in your own abode. That's what he says. You are in your own abode. So here, this, Shankaracharya, how many years he lived? Any idea? Usually, most humans live, let's say, maintain good health, live for 100 years. But this Shankaracharya, so in 8th century, 8th century is when? Now is 21st century. 21st minus 8. Almost 13th century, 13,000 years, 100 years ago. So he lived only for, 32 years. During that period, he has written so many verses in praise of Krishna. But usually we say he is a Gnani, he is Brahman realization, because he wanted to establish his faith in Vedas. When Lord Buddha appeared, so he rejected Vedas, because people in the name of Vedas became simply meat eaters and sense gratifiers. all these people are, pandits are giving. Oh, this is because of Veda is explained, therefore we are doing this. But here Lord says, no. So he rejected Veda itself. But again, to re-establish this Veda, Śrīmad came. But later, Śrīmad has talked a lot about devotion. So one famous devotional song that we all hear by Śrīmad, Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam you heard? So Bhaja Govindam is a famous devotional song he composed in Varanasi, in Kasi. In Kasi, people are mostly pandits. So one person was trying to understand this grammar, Pali grammar, and so much, even at the age of almost 99, about to die. So trying to become perfect in grammar. So that is when he composed. He says, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. Samprapte sanihiti kale nahi raksiti dukkhan karani. Bhaja Govindam, Govinda Bhaja Mudamate. Bhaja Govinda, worship Lord Krishna, Govinda, Krishna. One who gives pleasure to your senses. Govinda. Go, senses, Vinda, give a pleasure. Correct? Even our senses, our eyes, our ear, nose, tongue, all this pleasure, ability, how is it coming? From Govinda only. Correct? This is through the Vraja-ra, he has given all this. So he is Govinda. Mudamate is saying that just simply worship Govinda. Oh fool, oh Mudamate. He is saying that Samprapte, Sanihiti Kale, Nahi Raksiti, Dukrankar. Samprapte means Sanihiti Kale. So Sanihiti means the almost your fag end of life that you are obtaining. So at that time, your grammar will not save you. Right? So trying to become a big gnani in grammar, try to become a big wealthy. Later you will see, you might put all your energy becoming the richest person in Australia, richest person in the world. Work so hard. Will that save you? No. You are trying to become very powerful person, do a lot of exercise, this and that, powerful. But can that save you from death? No. Correct? So your wealth cannot save you. Or you try to have a very beautiful house, best house in Australia, that will not save you. None of these world things save you. So you will see more of this, but this verse is talking about, oh Mudamate. So please remember, worship Govinda. So at the end of your life, none of these will save you. Neither your spouse or a wife will save you, nor your house will save you, nor your gnana will save you, nor your great birth in a great family. Whatever family you are born in, that will not save you. None of this save you. Correct? But what can save? Only Govinda. So even, whereas here, today's this chapter, we call, Hiranyakashipu planned to become immortal. How? By taking benediction from Lord Brahma. He is praising so much, flattering. Soon, in next third verse, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, maybe on Saturday you will see that he is asking, make me immortal, make me deathless. No one should kill me in this universe. So that is the kind of benediction he is seeking. So can that benediction save him? No. I just thought, that Śrīmad verse, that song says, Bhaja Govindam, Govinda Bhaja Mudamate, Samprapte Sanite Kale Nahi Raksiti Dukkhan Karane. So in the same thing you can say, Bhaja Narasimha Bhaja, O Hiranyakashipu. Samprapte Sanite Kale Nahi Raksiti Brahmavaram. Brahma has promised that I will give you benediction. So definitely, so this Hiranyakashipu only has to do Bhaja Narasimha Bhaja, Samprapte Sanite Kale Nahi Raksiti Brahmavaram. So Brahmavaram also will not save you. So Hiranyakashipu. So that you will see later that he tried to become immortal, but nothing saved. Only, again he was also finished. Yeah, you will see later. Anyway, so coming to this point, whatever may be your realization, Brahma realization, or Paramatma realization, or Supreme Lord Bhagavan realization, whatever realization, and related devotion to God is the one that can save you. So even if this material body is not served, anyway this is temporary, but when you leave this material body, you go back to spiritual world, where Satchidananda, there is no death, there is no old age, there is no disease. Here we have got old age by time factor, and we have disease, and we have death also. This is all body. But if you take your spiritual, and then you assume spiritual body, then you become deathless. So become fearless, so that you can achieve through Lord. And just to summarize, cosmic manifestation and internal all the matters, there are actually supreme separate energy, but we are Krishna's energy, but unfortunately we have taken shelter of this material world, so therefore we are suffering. But if you take shelter of the spiritual energy instead of material energy, then you can be happy through that devotion. And if you do that, whether you are here, whether in material, spiritual world, no different. So in terms of Satchidananda. Okay? So that is the teaching. So with that, let me stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any question? Yes.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. You said everyone in heavenly planets are in goodness, and in earthly planets everyone is in passion. But in heavenly planets, like when the demigods, when they enjoy, isn't that a mode of passion? So how can everyone be in goodness?
So actually, the demigods in spiritual world, they are enjoying mostly in mode of goodness, whereas the living entities on this earthly planet, they are, we have mix of goodness, mix of passion, mixed of ignorance. Each person has all three. But some are more in goodness and some are more in passion. Generally, most population on earthly planets are more passionate compared to goodness.
Yes.
Whereas those in spiritual heavenly planet, where the heavenly planet is created from head of Vishnu, Vraja-ra, so there the living entities in mode of goodness are there, and those living entities are generally take shelter of Supreme, Vishnu. So they know that, and of course they are also especially empowered to look after activities in this world. Somebody is responsible for, a demigod responsible for rain, Indra. A demigod responsible for giving light to this world, because this world is dark. So this demigod, the Surya, so they are empowered. So they also want to enjoy. They also have all this. That's why we got Indra, no? Indra want to enjoy, we have all this kind of problem. Sometimes he comes and create problem. So they also want to enjoy. But they are enjoying in the mode of goodness first, and they recognize Supreme Lord is their master.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So here we think, I am the master. Correct? Even in home also, if there are three people, mother, father and the son, each one of them think they are the master. That time quarrel begins. If they all think that we are son of Krishna, no quarrel. Everybody is happy and having nice prasada and hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and joyful. Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Now is the time for releasing prasada. Please enjoy. Thank you. Hare Krishna.